I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media. But what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequences.
Emotions were running high, and what was meant to be a quiet exchange turned into a deeply emotional and explosive moment captured on camera. In a shocking live incident that nobody saw coming, Iman, and Aaron had a heated, personal confrontation. Right in front of their daughter. It wasn't staged. It wasn't hidden. It was raw, public, and painfully real. And to make matters worse, someone caught it on video and posted it almost instantly. The footage spread like wildfire, triggering outrage and heartbreak across social media platforms. Fans and followers didn't just watch, they reacted. They called it heartbreaking and raw, with many saying it was one of the most emotional and disturbing moments they've seen from this family. This situation was never supposed to unfold like this, especially not in front of a child. But now, it's out there, and it's impossible to unsee. The video opens in a tense, almost uncomfortable quietness. Iman and Aaron are seen standing near each other in what seems like a disagreement about parenting decisions. You can sense something is off. Their body language is tight, controlled, but far from calm. The daughter is standing close by, just within earshot, seemingly unaware that her presence is at the center of what's about to happen. Iman, trying to assert his stance, raises concerns about Aaron's involvement, claiming that certain boundaries have been crossed. His tone is clipped, cold, and slowly rising. Aaron, on the other hand, responds calmly, but firm. His face shows restraint, but the tension is clearly building. Then, as if something inside Iman snaps, he steps forward, pointing directly in Aaron's face. His voice cracks with emotion and frustration. Aaron doesn't back down. He raises his own hand, returning the intensity, and in seconds, the confrontation erupts into a heated, emotional exchange that neither of them can control. What makes this situation even more heartbreaking is the presence of the little girl, caught right in the middle of her two fathers. As the argument escalates, her face shifts from confusion to fear. She doesn't know where to look. Her eyes flicker between them, trying to make sense of what's happening. Aaron instinctively moves toward her, gently shielding her from the chaos, trying to soothe her as voices around her grow louder. But Iman, caught in the heat of emotion, keeps going. His anger starts to overflow, and that's when the child visibly backs away, startled, uncomfortable, and shaken. There's a pause, a sharp intake of breath, and then someone from the background yells, "Stop, she's watching." That moment, those words, send chills down anyone who watches the video. It wasn't just a fight. It was a full emotional collapse of parenting boundaries, played out in real time before the eyes of a child. The aftermath of the incident was just as intense, if not more, than the confrontation itself. As soon as the video surfaced online, people were stunned. The clip captured a moment that many described as surreal. Two men in a heated argument, clearly emotionally charged, with voices raised and tension rising by the second. Thankfully, someone from the crew managed to step in right on time, separating them before things escalated into physical violence. You could hear the nervous energy in the background, onlookers murmuring, unsure of what was happening, while others instinctively pulled out their phones to document it all. In today's world, nothing this public happens without being captured and shared. And sure enough, within mere minutes, the footage made its way onto Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and countless blog pages. Reactions from the public came just as quickly, and they were filled with emotion. Some viewers expressed horror, calling the incident deeply disturbing, especially considering the context and the people involved. Others felt it was tragic, a heartbreaking example of how far things had spiraled out of control between the adults in the child's life. Hashtags like Parenting nightmare, family in crisis, and end the drama began trending almost immediately. The video didn't just go viral. It ignited a conversation that touched on parenting, celebrity culture, and the emotional responsibility adults carry when raising children, especially in the public eye. Amid all the speculation and finger-pointing, what people couldn't stop talking about was the emotional toll this must be having on the daughter. The presence of a child in the middle of such an emotionally charged situation shifted the tone of the entire discussion. This wasn't just celebrity drama anymore. It was a mental health issue, a family crisis, and a potential turning point in a young girl's life. Commentators and fans alike pointed out that while no punches were thrown, the intensity of the argument, the raised voices, the tension, the energy in the room was still damaging. Emotional violence can be just as harmful as physical violence, especially when witnessed by a child who may not fully understand what's happening, but still absorbs all the chaos. The blame game started almost instantly. Online debates erupted over who escalated the confrontation and who should have walked away. Some people defended Iman, saying he was pushed to his limit, while others condemned him for showing up uninvited or handling things the way he did. Aaron, too, found himself at the center of speculation. Was he protecting Tayana? Was he just caught in the middle? Was this confrontation a long time coming? Theories swirled. But through all the noise, one central concern continued to echo, louder than the rest. What happens now to the child who had to witness this? As public discourse intensified, professionals began to chime in. Child psychologists, family therapists, and legal experts weighed in across multiple platforms, from morning talk shows to op-eds and live stream interviews. One child psychologist commented in an interview, "When kids see their parents, or parental figures, engaged in explosive, unresolved conflict, it creates confusion, anxiety, and a deep sense of emotional instability. They may not fully understand the context, but they know something is wrong, and that feeling of insecurity can follow them for years." Experts pointed to research linking early exposure to high-conflict environments with long-term emotional and behavioral issues, including difficulty forming secure relationships and struggles with anxiety or depression. Legal experts also didn't hold back. They noted that this video, now viral and publicly dissected, could have significant consequences in any ongoing or future custody proceedings. The mere fact that there is video evidence of such a high-stress confrontation occurring in front of a child changes the landscape entirely. In family court, where perception and documented behavior play a crucial role, this footage could influence how a judge assesses the parenting capacity of both adults involved. Even though the argument didn't turn physically violent, the emotional volatility shown on camera may be enough for the court to intervene. Some legal analysts explained that a judge may now consider introducing third-party involvement in the family dynamic. This could include ordering both parents to attend co-parenting counseling, enrolling the child in therapy, or, in more extreme cases, mandating supervised visitations to ensure emotional safety. These decisions, of course, would be made with the child's best interests in mind, but they would undoubtedly have long-term consequences for both Aaron and Iman. The video has shifted how they are perceived, not just by fans, but by the legal system that now must decide what's best for the child caught in the crossfire. Fans and followers, while still deeply invested in the drama, have also begun urging the adults involved to take responsibility and prioritize healing over ego. Comments under the video have shifted from blame to concern. "This little girl deserves peace," one user wrote. "It's not about who's right. It's about who's willing to be mature enough to stop the chaos." Others have started advocating for professional intervention, not just legal but emotional. There are increasing calls for child-focused therapy, family mediation, and more intentional steps toward rebuilding a stable environment for the child. As the media cycle continues and speculation evolves, it remains to be seen whether any of the adults involved will make public statements, seek reconciliation, or simply allow the court to take its course. But what's already clear is that the damage has been done. Not just reputational damage or media frenzy, but emotional damage, the kind that lingers long after the headlines fade. In the end, beyond the legal filings, the viral videos, and the trending hashtags, there's a child whose world may have been shaken by one very public, very painful moment. And in situations like these, the only real victory is whatever brings her peace. Meanwhile, fans have developed their own theories to explain what really led to this emotional showdown. One theory gaining traction is that a recent change in custody terms may have triggered this confrontation. Perhaps Iman felt his role was being threatened, or Aaron was stepping in more than expected. Another theory suggests that Aaron overheard Iman say something heated or inappropriate, and felt the need to step in, not as an outsider, but as someone who genuinely cares for the child's well-being. Then there's the most discussed theory, that the daughter's emotional well-being is now the central battlefield. She's no longer just caught in the middle. She is the reason this war is intensifying. Fans also fear a restraining order might be the next move, especially if the court sees this behavior as a sign of instability. Some even believe we'll see a public apology video soon, or maybe even a joint statement, though that seems unlikely after such a heated clash. Now everyone is asking the same thing. What's next for this family? Will Iman and Aaron step back, seek therapy, and start putting the child first? Or will they continue down this path of emotional outbursts and legal confrontations? There's also growing concern over whether this footage will be formally introduced in court filings. If that happens, it could permanently alter how custody is split and how both parents are viewed by the legal system. Then there's the emotional toll on the daughter. Will she be given proper support, counseling, or even protected visitation in the meantime? And of course, fans are closely watching every move both men make online. A single post, a comment, even a like could change public opinion instantly. The pressure is building, and everyone is waiting to see whether this family can recover, or whether the damage is already too deep. What began as a private dispute has now become a public spectacle, and it's devastating. A once hidden family feud has been aired live for millions to see. Their daughter, innocent and confused, witnessed the entire collapse of trust and communication between her two parental figures. And now, the entire internet has seen it too. The question that remains is, was this the breaking point? Or is there still hope for healing, either through court-mandated therapy or a real conversation behind closed doors? Will this family break it off publicly, dragging each other further into chaos? Or will they find a way to quietly rebuild? Drop your thoughts below. Who do you think was in the wrong? And what do you believe happens next in this emotional saga? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Because whatever happens from here, one thing is clear. This family struggle is far from over,